Hello there, this is Retro Spirits Gaiden, and this is GLEY LANCER on Sega's lovely Megadrive. Now, we are playing the introduction in fast forward here, playing it at 400%, because, again, it's a long intro. My Gaia Res video has a similarly long intro. This one's about half the length of that, but it still goes on for way too long. There's not enough happening, but we do have a guy with a cloak and a moustache. So he's like Doctor Strange. And we have another guy with a cloak, never a brown haircut. He's got a permanent wave in it. And we have a lady with a lot of hair and some massive shoulder pads. And she's going to go and rescue her dad from the evil aliens who just kidnapped him and his battle cruiser. He's got a very tiny hand there, but large eyes to make up for it. That's all well and good. So if you want to slow down the intro by 400%, you'll get the music at its appropriate speed, but you will get bored by the story. The music's actually very good, but there we go. We've got a montage here. Montages mean we've trained and we're going to win. And this is now playing at the correct speed. So GLEY LANCER is a horizontally scrolling shoot 'em up, and it's a very expensive game in its original guise as a Mega Drive game from the 90s. But as you can see from the title screen, this is a re-release by Retrobit, and it's a limited edition release, so I think there's like 5,000 units of this made. So it's not that limited really, but you do get a certificate in there which says, you know, this is a limited. We've got lots of speech in this game. It's interesting. It's like a low quality robot has done the samples there. Okay, well this is the game, and the main shtick of this game is your outrigger drones have different firing modes, one of which you select at the beginning of the game, and it's like that all the way through the game until you continue, where you can select which firing mode you want again. As you can see, none of them are particularly attractive. I never played this game back in the day. I've only ever played it on this cartridge, which I've got recently after waiting nearly a year for it. And I'm tending to use search as my main go-to option pod at this point. Don't know why. I think it's because the other ones don't appeal. And they don't actually help you too much either. Like the reverse one's kind of okay, I've found. Some of the sound effects, I don't know if you just noticed that sound effect there for picking up the pod, ripped directly from Gynorg because it's the same developer. Yeah, so the pod options there are, I suppose they're comprehensive, but the most useful one is this one here because it, like it says, it seeks out enemies. It's difficult to follow the action on this level in particular because we have a heavily parallaxed background where things are brown, and then we have things in the foreground which are also brown. So it's very difficult to actually track anything. The game's graphics, actually, all up, are a bit shoddy. I don't know what I got killed by there. Didn't see it, whatever that was. Invisible bullet. Or maybe possibly a visible bullet that I was taking no notice of because the background is mesmeric. Yeah, the game's graphics are all a bit brown. This is probably... the first couple of stages do have some nice parallax in them, but why I chose to stick to the brown end of the colour spectrum, I'll never know, because we've certainly had colourful Mega Drive games in the past. Yeah, it makes it difficult to track things. And it also looks very low colour. I mean, it doesn't look like it's using 64 colours to me. It looks like it's using 16 colours. But anyway, your outrigger drones can also pick up a variety of different weapons. So we had a little needle kind of laser there. We've got a double shot here, which reminds me of Image Fight. We have a flamethrower, we have a shotgun-style wide pink thingamajiggy blast, which I also picked up earlier in this level. Some robot points there. The flamethrower is very powerful, but obviously short range. We get like a pink bar, which I haven't found a good use for yet. It's just like it's like a swimming pool noodle stuck to each outrigger drone, and you wave it around ineffectually at the bad guys' faces, hitting them with pool water, like chlorinated swimming pool water, and they don't like it, but it doesn't hurt them. Yeah, that weapon was crap. The flamethrower is pretty effective at taking out bosses, as you can see. But my favourite one is the rebound. So the green outrigger upgrade is a rebound shot, which is a bit like R-Type's blue laser. This has R-Type Leo-esque vibes. It's not as good as that game, on my initial impression anyway. But we do have some parallax here. This shotgun weapon is not that good. Yeah, so we've got some watery parallax, we've got wobbly underwater rocks, got nondescript enemies, but I do have to say, audio-wise, it's got some catchy tunes. And we've got the sound effects from Gynorg, so what more do you want audio-wise? Lots of speech. The gameplay is a checkpoint shooter, so when you die you do go back to a checkpoint, you don't just respawn. But in opposition to Gyres, this game is actually fairly easy. I got to like there's a section in level 4 which is difficult to pass, but up until that point you can kind of do it on one life fairly easily if you've got any sort of shooting up skills. But level 4 has got like a proper memory test section in it, which is fairly annoying. This weapon is powerful, but as you can see slow. It is decently effective. The problem with the memory test section is it's kind of mazy, and if your drones overlap the environment at any point, no bullets come out of them, and there's lots of things that you need to shoot. Anyway, I mean, I could explain what's going on in level 4, but it's better if you just played it and then saw for yourself that it's highly irritating. But these more open levels, where there's not a lot of obstacles, the weapons work fine here. I'm shooting an Easter Island head who's half robot, half submarine, all badass. He's got a snake that lives in his gullet, comes out of his gullet and tries to bite my spaceship. What do you think about the spaceship design? I'm not sold on it, it's a bit weird looking to me. I suppose they've gone for like an eagle looking spaceship, but it doesn't look like the spaceship in the intro, does it? So I don't know what's going on there. It's almost like the in-game sprite was made before the intro, or vice versa, and the artists drawing each one just didn't communicate. This tune is immense. I do love this tune, level 3. Anyway, so what do you get in the package? Well, you get your Gyres game box with a cardboard sleeve. The Megadrive case that you get with the game actually feels a little bit cheap on this version, this game. Whereas the one on... Did I say Gyros before? What do you get with GLEY LANCER is what I meant to say. Yeah, the box for the GLEY LANCER thing gets... It's a bit cheap. It feels a bit knockoff, but you get the same front cover as the official game, I believe. You get a nice full colour manual. You get a certificate, like I said before, and you get a cartridge which has a transparent plastic shell. And this one is orange, and it looks pretty cool. That has to be said. I do like this tune. And the game itself cost about 40 English pounds. I mean, I bought it in euros because I got it from Strictly Limited. I think the whole thing together with the postage cost me about 120 quid. So maybe it was a bit more than that. Because I got Gaia Res at the same time. So that would mean that it was sort of 60 quid each then. I spent more money than I thought I had. And I waited longer than I wanted to. That's the Strictly Limited way though. This green laser is a particular favourite of mine. So as you can see, it throws around quite a lot of sprites. There's not a lot of bullets heading my way. This is level 3. I think there's 8 levels in this game. I've not completed it yet. Like I said, I'm sort of a bit stuck on level 4. But it's a mildly diverting, horizontal scrolling shoot 'em up. A bit like R-Type. With some kick-ass music, but slightly muddy brown graphics. So if that floats your boat, and you got 60 quid spare and you can find a copy of GLEY LANCER, I say go for it. It doesn't seem to be that challenging. Like I said, there's a level 4 memory test, which I will crack. I will play it more. I mean, I've enjoyed the game. I can't deny that I'm enjoying the game. I'm not sure it's worth the money. And I don't know why it was so well thought of back in the day that they needed to re-release it. I mean, it's a bit odd. But hey, it's here. It's ready for purchase. Oh man. I was too busy looking at that giant ballsack boss to notice that it was firing bullets at me. Yeah, it's here. It's ready for you to purchase if you can find it. I've seen it in a few places. Actually, the re-release is available outside of Strictly Limited. It's been re-released a couple of times. So yeah, you should be able to find one somewhere. I bet the people are trying to fleece you though. I bet they'll try and fleece you for it. The original cartridge for this is probably in the hundreds of pounds. So the re-release being sort of 40-ish quid is acceptable. This isn't a knockoff. It doesn't feel like a knockoff cartridge. It does feel like a genuine kind of re-release. So that's good. Just trying to think if there's any other Megadrive games that are expensive that I'd rather see re-released over this. There's quite a few. Things like Castlevania. A lot of Konami stuff actually. Any other shoot 'em ups though? Maybe Soul Deece or something? I don't know, just something that I've never played before. Which like so I've watched a few videos of this game. I never really was tempted by it. But because I was buying Gaia Res, I thought, well, this is there, it's a thing. Actually, it plays nicely. It sounds okay, it just looks like a dog's dinner. So, yeah, Eliminate Down maybe, that'd be another one that I'd probably want to get. But I think that one has had a re-release. Don't always going to get a re-release, so that's cool. Yeah. There's a few of those old Mega Drive games that cost a load of money now, which I'd love to see re-released. But this one's here, so... and it's right. So if you like alright games, punt 40 quid on this. Okay then. That's me. Ta-ra.